tell you about some of the joys of buying an old house. It's definitely had some DIY done to it. Last night I was cooking dinner and the microwave quit working, so I figured the breaker went. So while I was doing that, the sink was running, so I come down here into the basement, and the breaker box, which is right there, is just below the sink, which is right up here. And water was dripping down from up there. I don't know how long that's been leaking, but clearly it's been a little bit. But we'll get back to that in a minute. I want to tell you about some other things before we diagnose that particular problem. Now, the kitchen upstairs was all renovated. Most of the upstairs was renovated, which was nice in some ways. But one of the appliances they decided not to replace was this oil-burning furnace from like 1865. Nothing like heating your house with the ever-economical and cheap source of diesel, which is why I don't. I heat it with corn, but that's here nor there. Clearly, when they put the addition on the house back in the 70s, they added a bunch of ductwork for that fancy, efficient fuel oil furnace. And that ductwork comes down here under the stairs into the basement party room you guys see me film a lot of my videos in when it's too cold to go outside. Except it doesn't. It should be right over here in this area, and there's no duct. They literally just sheetrocked over the duct. They didn't take it out. They just put sheetrock right over it for some reason. And that almost makes as much sense as the way the plumbing was when we moved in. Now, I fixed that already, which is why all of this is down here. But we live out in the country, so we have a septic system. And it was a pretty new one, but they never actually like really hooked anything up to it. The only two things in the entire house that went out this wall into the septic system was the upstairs bathroom and the downstairs toilet. Not the kitchen sink or the dishwasher or the washing machine. Fun fact, the downstairs shower, which is here, came down and just dumped into the sump pump, which is right there. So where did it all go, you might ask, if it wasn't going into the septic system where it belongs? Well, they drained everything, including this sump pump, which this shower went into, which is really close to this wall, along the ceiling up here, all through here. This is still the same old pipe, all the way down over here and out this wall. Where does that pipe go? It's a good question. I think a swamp or a ditch somewhere. I've never found the other end of it. Now, going back upstairs, we get to talk about all the fun electrical problems. The dude who I heard was supposedly an electrician by profession put in a lot of, three-way switches so you can turn them off from either side of the room, except not a single one worked that way in the house at all. And then there's just a bunch of switches which don't seem to do anything and are just kind of in random places. Like the one that's on this wall, except it's down here under there. You see that one right there? And then this one here, which doesn't seem to do anything either. Turns out there's outlets on the outside wall that they turn on and off. Lived here a year before I figured that out, which makes more sense than this one, which I pulled off and isn't actually hooked up to anything at all. And there's just the random places they put light switches, like that light switch, which is for this closet, which the door handle's here. So when you open the door and realize you need light for the closet, you gotta go around the goddamn door to get the light switch. Why would anybody do that? Although it's not as bad as our entryway closet, which is like back in there somewhere. And then our mudroom closet has this light, which turns it on, which makes sense. But then this other switch turns on a floodlight on the outside wall over there, which only makes slightly more sense than the light in this closet in the mudroom, which turns on the outside floodlight out there at the front of the house. Or at least that's what the note says, but it doesn't actually work at all. And the microwave, for some unknown reason, is on the same 15 amp circuit as the fucking bathroom, because nobody ever uses a hair dryer or a space heater and a microwave at the same fucking time. Anyway, back to the sink leaking problem. It took me a really long time to find the issue because it's leaking down here and then running on the floor and dripping through the subfloor into the basement, so it's coming through all the holes for the stuff that feeds the sink and the drain. And here, I thought I was gonna have to rip the cabinet out because it was a cracked pipe or something like that. But I'm glad I didn't do that, because as it turns out, when they remodeled the kitchen and installed the new sink, they decided to clamp the new pipe together with the old pipe with this clamp here, which is fine. Except when you do that, the pipe that you're clamping this rubber clamp onto, that pipe needs to be fucking glued in. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one to judge about corner cutting. I've got severe ADHD, and I do it a lot, sometimes on purpose, sometimes by complete accident. But come on. I mean, they glued this collar onto this little chunk, but didn't glue this chunk onto that piece. Onto that piece there. And I don't understand. And because they didn't, I had to drive all the way to the hardware store today to buy one $10 can of glue for this. I mean, I'm a YouTube certified mechanic and appliance repairman if there ever was one, but sometimes it's just worth paying the people who know what they're doing and won't forget the glue. Okay, just every once in a while, keep that in mind.